My wife left me when I was caring for my dying father, but when he made me a millionaire in his will. Once upon a time, there was a man named Mike who was devoted to caring for his elderly father, Frank. Frank had been diagnosed with a terminal illness, and Mike had made the decision to put his own life on hold to be there for his father in his time of need. Mike's wife, Sarah, had initially been supportive of his decision to care for his father, but as the months passed and Frank's health continued to decline, Sarah grew increasingly resentful of the time and attention Mike was dedicating to his father. She felt neglected and overlooked, and she couldn't understand why Mike was prioritizing his father over their marriage. One day, Sarah reached her breaking point and made the devastating decision to leave Mike while he was caring for his dying father. She packed her bags and walked out the door without so much as a word of explanation, leaving Mike stunned and heartbroken. Mike was devastated by Sarah's betrayal. He couldn't understand how she could abandon him in his time of need, especially when he had devoted so much of himself to caring for his father. He felt alone and abandoned, unsure of how he would cope with the loss of both his wife and his father. But amidst the pain and heartache, Mike found solace in the love and support of his father, Frank. Despite his declining health, Frank remained a source of strength and comfort for Mike, offering words of wisdom and encouragement to help him through the darkest days. As Frank's condition worsened, Mike dedicated himself even more fully to his father's care. He spent long hours by Frank's bedside, providing comfort and companionship in his final days. And though the end was difficult, Mike found peace in knowing that he had been there for his father when he needed him most. After Frank passed away, Mike was left to pick up the pieces of his shattered life. He mourned the loss of his father deeply, but he also felt a sense of gratitude for the time they had shared together in his final days. And as he sorted through Frank's belongings, Mike made a shocking discovery that would change his life forever. Tucked away in a drawer, Mike found a copy of Frank's will. As he read through the document, his eyes widened in disbelief at what he saw. Frank had left him a substantial inheritance, making him a millionaire overnight. Mike couldn't believe his luck. He had never imagined that his father, who had always been modest and frugal, had amassed such a fortune over the years. And though the money couldn't fill the void left by his father's passing, it offered Mike a glimmer of hope for the future. With his newfound wealth, Mike was able to start rebuilding his life. He paid off his debts, bought a new home, and invested in his future with a sense of purpose and determination. But amidst the material comforts, Mike couldn't shake the feeling of emptiness that lingered in the depths of his soul. He missed Sarah, and as he looked towards the future, Mike felt a sense of peace wash over him. He knew that no matter what trials and tribulations lay ahead, he would always carry his father's love and guidance in his heart, guiding him on his journey towards happiness and fulfillment. With his newfound wealth and a renewed sense of purpose, Mike decided to use his fortune to make a positive impact on the world around him. He donated generously to charities and organizations that were close to his heart, supporting causes that aligned with his values and beliefs. From funding medical research to providing scholarships for underprivileged students, Mike was determined to make a difference in the lives of others. But amidst his philanthropic endeavors, Mike couldn't shake the feeling of loneliness that lingered within him. Despite his wealth and success, he longed for companionship and connection, yearning for someone to share his life with. He missed the intimacy and partnership he had shared with Sarah, and he couldn't help but wonder if he would ever find love again. Determined to find happiness once more, Mike decided to dip his toe back into the dating pool. He created an online dating profile and started meeting new people, hoping to find someone who would accept him for who he was and embrace the life he had built for himself. At first, the dating scene was daunting. Mike felt out of his element navigating the world of modern romance with its endless array of apps and algorithms. But as he got more comfortable putting himself out there, he began to enjoy the process of meeting new people and getting to know them on a deeper level. And then, just when he least expected it, Mike met someone who made his heart skip a beat. Her name was Emily, and she was unlike anyone he had ever met before. Smart, funny, and compassionate, Emily had a way of making Mike feel seen and understood in a way that he hadn't felt in a long time. Their connection was instant, and before they knew it, Mike and Emily were spending all their free time together, laughing and talking like old friends. Mike couldn't believe how lucky he was to have found someone like Emily, someone who made him feel alive again after years of feeling lost and alone. As their relationship blossomed, Mike couldn't help but feel grateful for the unexpected turn his life had taken. He had thought that Sarah's betrayal had shattered his chance at love forever, but now he realized that it had merely cleared the path for him to find someone who truly deserved his love and affection. With Emily by his side, Mike felt like he could conquer the world. He shared his hopes and dreams with her, knowing that she would support him every step of the way. And though he still carried the scars of his past, Mike knew that he was stronger because of them, and that they had led him to the love of his life. Together, Mike and Emily embarked on a journey filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. They faced life's challenges head-on, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything that came their way. And as they looked towards the future, Mike felt a sense of peace wash over him. He knew that he had finally found true happiness with Emily by his side, and he couldn't wait to see what adventures lay ahead for them both. With their love as their guiding light, Mike and Emily knew that the best was yet to come. As Mike and Emily's relationship continued to flourish, Mike found himself experiencing a newfound sense of contentment and fulfillment. With Emily by his side, he felt like he could tackle any obstacle that came his way, knowing that he had her unwavering love and support to guide him through life's ups and downs. But even as Mike basked in the warmth of Emily's love, he couldn't shake the nagging feeling of guilt that lingered in the back of his mind. He couldn't help but wonder if he truly deserved to be happy after everything he had been through with Sarah and his father's passing. Despite his best efforts to push aside these feelings of guilt, Mike found himself struggling to fully embrace the happiness that Emily brought into his life. He felt unworthy of her love, haunted by the ghosts of his past and the mistakes he had made along the way. Emily, sensing Mike's inner turmoil, did everything she could to reassure him of her love and devotion. She reminded him that everyone deserved a second chance at happiness, and that his past did not define who he was as a person. She encouraged him to let go of his guilt and embrace the present moment with an open heart. With Emily's love and support, Mike began to slowly let go of his feelings of guilt and unworthiness. He realized that he had a choice to make. He could continue to dwell on the mistakes of his past, or he could embrace the opportunity for a fresh start and a brighter future with Emily by his side. Determined to move forward with his life, Mike made the conscious decision to focus on the present moment and cherish the love he shared with Emily. He poured his heart and soul into their relationship, making sure to show her every day how much she meant to him. As they continued to build their life together, Mike and Emily talked about their hopes and dreams for the future. They discussed everything from starting a family to traveling the world together, and Mike felt a sense of excitement and anticipation at the thought of what lay ahead. But amidst the joy and happiness of their relationship, Mike couldn't shake the feeling of sadness that crept in whenever he thought about his father. He missed Frank deeply, and he couldn't help but wish that he were still alive to share in the happiness of his son's newfound love. Determined to honor his father's memory, Mike decided to do something meaningful with his inheritance. He donated a portion of his wealth to charities and organizations that were dedicated to supporting families affected by terminal illness in honor of his father's memory. Mike also decided to create a scholarship fund in his father's name to help underprivileged students pursue their dreams of higher education. He knew that Frank would have been proud of the impact he was making in the world, and he felt a sense of peace knowing that his father's legacy would live on through his charitable efforts. As Mike reflected on the journey that had led him to this point, he felt a deep sense of gratitude for the love and support he had received from his father and from Emily. He knew that he was exactly where he was meant to be, surrounded by the people he loved most in the world. And as he looked towards the future, Mike felt a sense of hope and optimism for the adventures that lay ahead. With Emily by his side and his father's memory in his heart, he knew that he was ready to embrace whatever the universe had in store for him, knowing that he had the strength and resilience to overcome any obstacle that came his way. As Mike and Emily continued to build their life together, they faced new challenges and opportunities that tested their strength and resilience. But through it all, they remained steadfast in their love and commitment to each other, knowing that together they could overcome anything that came their way. One of the biggest challenges they faced was navigating the complexities of blending their lives together. With Mike's newfound wealth and Emily's own career aspirations, they found themselves juggling the demands of work, family, and their relationship. But instead of allowing these challenges to drive them apart, Mike and Emily approached them as a team, working together to find creative solutions and compromise when necessary. They communicated openly and honestly with each other, sharing their hopes and fears, and finding common ground that strengthened their bond. As they settled into their new life together, Mike and Emily began to explore new opportunities for personal and professional growth. Mike pursued his passion for philanthropy, using his wealth to support causes that were important to him and make a positive impact in the world. Emily, meanwhile, focused on her career aspirations, taking on new challenges and opportunities that allowed her to expand her skills and make a name for herself in her field. Mike cheered her on every step of the way, proud of her accomplishments and inspired by her determination and drive. But amidst their busy lives and hectic schedules, Mike and Emily made sure to prioritize their relationship above all else. They carved out time for each other, going on romantic dates and weekend getaways to reconnect and nurture their love for one another. And as they continued to build their life together, Mike couldn't help but feel grateful for the unexpected turn his life had taken. He had never imagined that he would find love again after Sarah's betrayal, but now he realized that everything happened for a reason, to lead him to Emily, the love of his life. With Emily by his side, Mike felt like he could conquer the world. He knew that no matter what challenges they faced, they would face them together, hand in hand, united in their love and commitment to each other. And as they looked towards the future, Mike felt a sense of peace wash over him. He knew that he had finally found true happiness with Emily by his side, and he couldn't wait to see what adventures lay ahead for them both. With their love as their guiding light, Mike and Emily knew that the best was yet to come.